The ESBE SharePoint portal, a user guide. This presentation has sound. Please adjust the volume control on your speakers or headset. The ESBE SharePoint portal replaces shared drives and will be used in the faculty to store and share files. SharePoint has a number of advantages over shared drives, such as version control, an interface customized for the user, and other features which will be introduced later. SharePoint should be used for storing all work-related files that need to be shared with colleagues, such as Word documents, Excel files, and PDFs. It should not be used for storing personal files or videos or large image files. To access the ESBE SharePoint site, type ESBE SP into Internet Explorer on an LSBU computer that you are logged into as yourself. At present, SharePoint is only available on site, but will also be accessible remotely, from home for example, soon. Across the top of the screen are tabs for each department. SharePoint is set up so that you will only be able to see areas that are relevant to you, so the tabs you see might be different to these. If you think you should have access to areas that you can't see, contact the ESBE ICT support team. You can also access the department areas from here. You can get back to the first screen by clicking Home. And there are links to useful sites here. On the left of the screen is a link to the library. A library in SharePoint is a collection of files and folders. Also on the left is a link to lists and discussions. Examples of lists are a list of tasks, a list of links to other sites, a list of announcements, or a shared team calendar. Lists are things that will be developed later in ESBE SharePoint. Discussion boards may also be developed later, and they'll be used for online communication. These two will be linked to from here. We'll now look at a demonstration of how to use SharePoint for storing and accessing shared files. To do this, we'll use the training section of the site. What is demonstrated here will also work in your own departmental sections of the site. To upload a file, click on Add Document. Browse to where the file is held locally. This might be your hard drive, the iDrive, or a data stick, for example. You can add comments here if you are uploading a new version of a document already held on SharePoint. You can also upload multiple files at the same time. This screen will appear, and you can browse to where the files are and then select the ones that you want to upload to SharePoint. Finally, you click OK. In this example, we will just add a single file, so we will cancel this screen. SharePoint will keep all versions of a file. With this ticked, if you added a file with the same name as one that already existed in SharePoint, only the latest one will appear, although you could still access previous versions. Without this ticked, you would have to upload this file with a name that did not already exist in SharePoint. We will click on OK to continue the upload. This screen will appear. At the moment, the file is uploaded to SharePoint, but not available to any other user. The file name can be changed, and optionally the document can be given a title. Choosing Check In or Save will allow other people in the department to share the file. We have now added a number of files. Files can be of any type, but should be work-related documents. SharePoint champions in each department will be responsible for dividing these areas into folders. The SharePoint champion contact details for your particular department will be shown here in each section. You can open the files while they're in SharePoint by clicking on the name. A dialog box will appear. If you choose Read Only, then a copy will be made that needs to be saved under a different name. Use Checkout and Edit to edit the copy that is on SharePoint and prevent other users from accessing the file while you are editing it. Finish with OK. You can edit the document then normally. When you come to close the edited and saved file, SharePoint will ask if you want to check it in. This is so others can use it. Normally you would choose Yes. Optionally, you can add comments about this version and then click on OK. We will look at this area in a bit more detail. By using the arrow next to each file, a drop-down menu can be opened. The properties include the title and file name of the file. This is another way of editing the file while it's in SharePoint. Checking out a file stops other people from editing it. If it's checked back in, then they can access and edit it. Here you can look at the version history. By clicking on one of these, you can open any of the previous versions. You can use this option to email a link to the file. The recipient of the email must have SharePoint access to the file if this is to work. You can also delete the file. If you do, it'll be moved to the SharePoint recycle bin. Deleted files can be reclaimed from here. In the various sections, the departmental SharePoint champions will create folders to reflect the types of files being stored in that section. You can go into a folder to add or to access a document by clicking its name. Discuss with your SharePoint champion if you feel folders need to be changed or added to. ESBE SharePoint Portal. End of tutorial. Thanks for using it.